From previous video, we asked if it is God or people who choose the successorship of the Prophet Muhammad. In this video, it will be asked, are the successors of the Prophet Muhammad sinless or not? For both Sunni Islam and Shia Islam, a role of a successor of the Prophet Muhammad acts as a guide to mankind for the new people and a new time, teaching them about the Prophet's way of living. Are they sinless or not? For one side of Islam, with their successors to Prophet Muhammad, it is believed that they are not sinless, while for the other side of Islam, with their successors, it is stated within their books that they are sinless. For one side of Islam, only the times in which God has sent messengers and warners from Prophet Adam until Prophet Muhammad are sinless, while for the other side of Islam, it is documented within their books that all God's representatives from Prophet Adam to Prophet Muhammad, and for the representatives in God's way after Prophet Muhammad, one in each time until Imam Mahdi, is sinless. Already for me, without analyzing, I would answer this topic by stating that I logically believe that the successors of Prophet Muhammad are sinless. If I would choose between these two statements without being into any of these faiths, I would, by hearing it the first time, choose the one side of Islam who states they are sinless. Now, from a Quranic perspective, one of the verses therein, it is mentioned that Prophet Abraham, when he fulfilled all his tests from God, God made him lastly a leader over mankind, an imam over mankind. He was first a prophet, then a messenger, for him to then be a Khalil, close friend of God, and lastly an imam, a leader. This is a mighty role in which only those who are really close to God gets of a status. Prophet Abraham in the same verse asked God if any of his descendants will become a leader over mankind, but God answered that his covenant is not with a wrongdoer, meaning the concept of being a leader over mankind is for one to be sinless. So successors to the Prophet are leaders over mankind. They share this mighty relationship with God, thus for them to be sinless. It is the case that God has sent Imam Mahdi to our time according to both Sunni and Shia Islam. In both narrations from Sunni Islam and Shia Islam, it states that Imam Mahdi will bring peace and justice to our world, as it is now filled with oppression and injustice. This indeed is not an easy task, so for an Imam over mankind, in which successors to the Prophet are, one quality of them must be that God has made them sinless. We can also read from the Quran that God makes some to be leaders and they guide people with the command of God. Then this leader after Prophet Muhammad in God's way cannot sin because it would mean that God orders this leader to do wrong, which is not logical. The one who represents God to guide mankind is the one who presents what God wants for the people. So this person must then represent God perfectly, because behind this leader is God who gives order, who is perfect. This verse and the before mentioned verse about Prophet Abraham being a leader is telling us that an imam over mankind is in contact with God in terms of them getting order from God on what to say and how to act. So what we learn from this is that because the representatives of God after Prophet Muhammad doesn't speak or act by themselves, then everything comes from God. So therefore they cannot sin, because if they sin, then it means that God sins. And God is free from sins, therefore the leaders and messengers and warners in God's way, representing a new time and for a new people, cannot sin. God also mentions in the Quran that it is He who will put caliphs upon earth. The Arabic word Khalifa is being used in this verse, which is successive authorities from God until end of time. So since God has willed for all the previous caliphs, from Prophet Adam to Prophet Muhammad, to be sinless, then the term caliph, which is included also for the times of the Prophet Muhammad, must also be sinless. Prophet Moses is a caliph, Prophet Noah is a caliph, Prophet Muhammad is a caliph, and so there are also caliphs of the Prophet Muhammad. So since Prophet Noah, Moses, Muhammad are caliphs and sinless, then the leaders to mankind of the Prophet Muhammad, as they are also caliphs, must be sinless. It is also mentioned in the Quran that we should not obey a sinner. A leader over mankind is someone to be obeyed. Thus he must be sinless, otherwise there is the risk for this person leading us away from the religion. Every sin is a straying from the religion, so in any condition this guide for mankind must not sin. In Surah 13 verse 7, God mentions that for every people there is a guide, meaning there comes a guide to us all people from God, and since it is from Him, then it consists of a perfect guide. Hence, those who represent God as guiders for us is intended by God to be sinless. God can make His creation to be sinless. This is within logic, and He is all-powerful, so He is able. God has already done it to His warners, messengers, and angels. An imam to mankind is described in the Quran to have such a high role that Prophet Abraham lastly became it. And also it is mentioned that this role is someone who gets command from God. Hence it is not far-fetched to believe that such a role have this status with God. A caliph of the Prophet Muhammad is included to be a guide in the name of the religion to mankind. Whenever something is sent to mankind or anything in relation with God, everything is perfect. For instance, God is perfect, His religion is perfect, the angels are made perfect, also are the messengers and warners sinless, so the leaders to mankind of the Prophet Muhammad must be it also. Now, when we, for instance, compare the creation of angels with messengers, we state that the messengers are higher in status with God than them. So if the angels are sinless, so are the messengers. The leaders in God's way after Prophet Muhammad, who guides people back to Prophet Muhammad's teachings, has the same relationship with God that they are better than the angels as for the messengers. For instance, in the case of Sunni Islam, the first successor in Abu Bakr is considered better than the angels, and for Shia Islam, with the first successor of Imam Ali, is considered the same. If the angels are made to be sinless, it sounds logical that the successors to Prophet Muhammad, with the title of being Imam over mankind, to also be it. A sinner can change their religion completely and not act according to God. So if a successor of the Prophet Muhammad leading the mankind is to sin, then he will misguide all its people or be a wrong source of a role model. Within Islam, it is believed that Prophet Jesus and Prophet Moses, people around these prophets, altered the words of God in the Bible and in the Torah. This is because they could sin. Would they change the religion of God if they were sinless? No, they wouldn't and they could not. Such can it lead to that a whole religion is no longer trustable by fallible men. Imagine then the case of the devil. If he was sinless, he could not have gone against God and make so many people astray. God is perfect, his religion is perfect, so those who stand for God's religion as representatives to mankind, who speaks and acts for God to mankind, must be sinless also by God. There can't be risks with the true religion of God. It must be perfect in all aspects. We must remember that none of God's representatives are sinless by themselves. Rather, it is from God, and it can be taken away from them within a split second by God. Besides, consistency within Islam will take place if all times for all people there are sinless representatives, stretching from Prophet Adam to Imam Mahdi. There is no consistency within the religion of Islam if only the representatives from Prophet Adam to Prophet Muhammad are sinless, but for the times of the Prophet Muhammad, the representatives in the name of the religion are not. It isn't either considered justice that the people to a new time after the Prophet is without a representative from the religion who is sinless, but for the other times from Prophet Adam until Prophet Muhammad to be occupied with sinless representatives. All times with God's representatives must be sinless. The new people to come after Prophet Muhammad must also have sinless authorities for it to be justice throughout all times. Even many Muslim people's elders or righteous people in general within Islam is considered sinning less frequently in day-to-day life. We can, for instance, witness our grandparents, for those grandparents who are Muslims, that they remember God with prayers and reading the Quran throughout the day, not doing so much else. So if they can sin less frequently, then for an Imam of mankind who have much closer status with God, should not be considered a problem if he is sinless. Within one side of Islam, there is this concept of the representatives of God after Prophet Muhammad, the successor, so to speak, with the title of being an Imam, a leader for mankind in God's way to be sinless. The concept is there, while for the other side of Islam, it is not the case. For this side of Islam, it is possible for a sinful person to represent God in holding the religion and spread it further. It is logical for me to adhere to the one side of Islam who mentions about the successor to Prophet Muhammad being sinless based on everything described up until now, and also because a successor is taught by God and his Prophet to have same qualities as the Prophet in being sinless. Because the Prophet is sinless, then the successor which learns from the Prophet and will continue the role of the Prophet in holding and spreading the religion must be sinless also. Prophet Muhammad has prepared a successor to come with good mannerism, good moral and ethics, but also mighty knowledge and wisdom for the next successor to be able to answer questions about the Quran and the religion. Now, it doesn't mean that they, the successors, are the same rank with God in comparison to Prophet Muhammad. Prophet Muhammad has the highest rank and is the best among creation according to both Sunni and Shia Islam. For the Prophet to be the best of creation is in Sunni Islam documented within Sunan Ibn Majah 4308. And in Shia Islam, the Book of Al-Kafi, Volume 1, Hadith 501 and 555. It is the case that the Quran in itself witnessed that Prophet Muhammad is sinless by stating in Surah 53, verse 1 to 5, that he does not speak from himself. For the one side of Islam that does not believe the caliphs of the Prophet Muhammad to be sinless, mentions about this verse that it only refers to Prophet Muhammad, as this verse only addresses him. While for the other side of Islam, the one side in which believes the caliphs to also be sinless together with the messengers and warners, states about this verse that it gives insight on all messengers and warners to also be sinless, since each one of them do not speak from themselves either, but brings information from God. And such are also the leaders in God's way, as they guide according to God's command. So it could be stated that the caliphs of the Prophet Muhammad are sinless, one out of many reasons to why this could be the case, as we have also explained other reasons. Now, what does it mean to be sinless? In what aspects? Some may say, but didn't Prophet Adam eat from the apple, or Prophet Jonas, who wronged himself in the Quran? So how come the Imams of the Prophet Muhammad are also sinless, just like the prophets and messengers? The one side of Islam that states the caliphs of the Prophet Muhammad as Imams over mankind are sinless explains that these guiders have the same qualities as the prophets and messengers in being sinless, whether they can do small errors, minor sins, as in the examples of the Quran with the prophets. The Imams are the same. This is not the importance here. What is important is that for the other side of Islam, the guiders in God's way after Prophet Muhammad doesn't have the same qualities in the term sinless used in the Quran as for the prophets and messengers. Rather, they can do major sins also. A better explanation here is that from one side of Islam, the leaders to mankind after Prophet Muhammad are sinless, just like the prophets and messengers. So if the prophets and messengers do not sin at all, do small sins or small errors, then the Imams to mankind after Prophet Muhammad are the same. While for the other side of Islam, the leaders over mankind after Prophet Muhammad do not have the quality of being sinless, just like the prophets and messengers. So for the one side of Islam that sees the leaders over mankind as sinless, it is the case for this side of Islam that all the representatives of God, as for warners, messengers, prophets, and guiders, they are sinless in a sense that is known for God what that term means, either for them to do small sins, small errors, or not sin at all. And this sounds more logical for me than for an authority in the name of the religion to be sinless in some times and in some times not, which the other side of Islam holds on to. In other words, the other side of Islam, as stated, holds the view, for instance, that the representatives to the religion of the Prophet Muhammad as caliphs, imam over mankind, are not sinless. As for the last words, a leader in God's way, which a successor is, has a difficult task, which cannot be given to someone who can sin. It isn't just an imam or a mosque or a society. Rather, he comes for whole mankind with big responsibility and has been taught by the Prophet everything within the Quran, the apparent and its hidden meaning. What sounds logical for you if you only have heard each statement from each faith without any analysis, but also after this analysis?